Welcome back to Phoenix Radio, brought to you by Giovannino, JF Navarra and Co, Tony Murphy and the team at Merck Capital, S&J Couture Candles in Balmain, and of course Visy Dior Hotel, located at 1 Columbia Court, Bella Vista. My name's Katrina and I'm here with Giovannino.
Hi, Katrina.
Hello.
You know what's interesting? My tummy's been rumbling the whole time because we've got Chef Carlo in the studio.
I'm excited.
And the whole time we're talking of like eating chicken and takeaway food. I want to go to the kitchen.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to go to the kitchen after this.
No, we have to. Actually, I think that's your second home, the hotel.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, listen, going back to, we had the first interview with Carlo, and it's Ash Wednesday. Can't believe it. I have to start fasting, so I'm just trying to eat everything before I go to Mass tonight. Get the ashes on me then for 40 days. Anyway, Carlo, we would like to talk about seasonality and local ingredients and even sustainability, which is something that I'm into. I mean, people don't know this, so I'm actually into protecting the environment the best way I can. I never buy bottled water, for instance. I might grab a bottle of water and fill it up with normal filtered water, but that's as far as it goes. I like to recycle, and I'm trying to introduce more recycling to the hotel. And also with the carbon footprint, I think it's very important. You know, in New South Wales, we do have a lot of great produce, but sometimes it can either be unattainable because it's too expensive or whatever the reason is. So you might have to go somewhere else. And I'm hardly ever like, I might buy from overseas if there's a particular something I just can't get in Australia, for instance. So tell me about seasonality and local ingredients. How do you work with that, being an executive chef in a hotel
and incorporating those seasonal ingredients?
The things is just to start from the product is close to us, more close they are, and to avoid to go for things that are not in season, that maybe we need to get from other parts of the world. And in this way, we must change the menu that we offer to the clients on season base. Let's say at least every 6 months, 4 months is going to be the best. Not just for the cost or for something, but if we follow the season, of course we have the best from the nature. Like whatever vegetable is going to be taste better, and the quality is better. And of course we look after even the planet, because we avoid to put something on the plane just to have on our table. We must use what is local to us and implement in the menu. As a chef, implementing the menu what is local and what is season. That's the best way to eat, is the healthiest way to eat, even because our body must to follow the season. We can have strawberry in the middle of the winter. Our body will think something wrong. Or cherries in the middle of the winter. I don't want that. I want apple. I want something else. I want pear. I don't want cherries.
It keeps it interesting as well when you keep changing the menu, and obviously you get the best variety and flavor when it comes to that type of season as well.
Yes, of course. And the other part is even the opportunity for the chef to be creative, because you can work with different items, and plus for the regular customer that come often to the restaurant to eat something different, to try something different, and not just stay with the same kind of meals.
That's so true, because we're actually we're doing a new pop-up, Katrina. We finally got rid of Rebellion Bar and Grill. I was contracted. I've started my new restaurant. It's named after my youngest granddaughter, called Elena's, and then Elena's restaurant. We're still finishing off the name for it. It's and I've asked Carlo to come up with a really nice menu. The whole marketing is based on myself and my family and Carlo interpretation of what I like, and he's actually taking into consideration the locals in the area.
That's really nice.
And the aspect of the Hills District, bringing respect to the Hills District himself, and he's actually come up with a really nice menu, which I'm really excited. And I think it's launching. When is it launching?
In these days, as soon as possible. In these days.
Oh, we should do like a staff testing.
Staff test. Katrina will be at the front of the line. She'll go back 3 times. Yeah, it's fine. I'm only joking. She's very polite young lady.
Actually on a diet at the moment, so.
You're looking fantastic.
Thank you.
And whatever Monica's tips, I've actually really.
Oh, with her ebooks,
Yeah, it's actually been. I think you're doing very well. Listen, with the hotel kitchen operations,
This is actually really interesting. I wanted to ask you because obviously for the last episode and the beginning of this episode, we've been talking about, you know, the food, the presentation and your journey as a chef. I think it's really interesting behind the scenes as well. So what have you noticed, obviously working in Visy Dior Hotel in comparison to other restaurants that you may have worked in?
At the moment, the things that I really like of Visy Dior Hotel is for sure to the staff, like so friendly and so motivate me to do better, and we motivate each other. That's I think is the most important part for every team, and this is what I like at the moment, to be motivated to my from the rest of the staff and motivate the other staff.
That's good. I feel like at Visy Dior Hotel, we're all very welcoming and we're glad to have you on board as well. So we're excited to see what you do in regards to, you know, with the restaurant menu, the in-room dining menu. I'm happy to see the breakfast.
You probably don't realise, actually, Carlo is not only is the International Federation of Italian Chefs overseas, he's actually part of the International Culinary Cuisine of Australian Chefs.
Oh, wow.
So he's actually a qualified TAFE teacher.
Oh, that's really cool.
He's actually got his license to actually teach. So not only does events. See, a lot of chefs, they get to a point where they become, you know, celebrity status, and people think, all right, I just walk around, I talk, and my team does everything. I go back in the office, I do interviews all the time. With Carlo, it's just not in him. He has to be in the kitchen. He'd rather be in the kitchen the whole time, working with the team. He'll peel potatoes if he has to. He doesn't care. He actually respects things that other people do. He'll actually throw himself in the dishwashing section and help the kitchen hands wash plates, because that's who he is, you know. And then when he's finished, then he'll go back to do his administrative duties. And I really respect him for that.
I actually really noticed that for the last couple of days, that even at the behind the scenes, but even when you're walking around and making sure the event itself is doing good and making sure the customer is happy, I think that's really, really, you know.
Yes, as I say in the previous. In
the previous episode.
In the previous episode, the important things is the goal.
Client.
We have the same goal, and as a team, just not the chef of the cuisine. I'm part of the team, and I need to cover everything. I'm happy to work in every section because I need to know everything over every section, because I need to feel welcome from the team, not just give responsibility, give task to them. And that's the main things to build the teamwork.
Yeah, I think it's really important, especially with teamwork and coordination and communication within your department, as in the kitchen, and then also coordinating with different other departments within a hotel. And I think that's a big difference when it comes to working in hotels, is that it's not only the kitchen and the wait staff that you're dealing with, but you're also dealing with the front of house, and they need to make sure what's going on. And obviously with the event coordinators and everything, there's so many different little teams that make up a hotel, and to make sure that it runs smoothly.
And that also, when you actually run down, it makes good sense.
Thanks.
Katrina.
Oh, you forgot my name again.
Sorry.
It's the second time.
To ensure, you actually wrote down, it's true. You know, how do you ensure the quality and consistency in preparing the large events and like weddings? What are the biggest challenges, Carlo, for doing big events opposed to the smaller boutique events?
I think is to, for my experience, is to make the couple, I'm talking about weddings, the couple to understand what's the best for their wedding. That's the things that the main challenge. If as soon they understand they have to follow your instruction in terms of food, everything can be smooth and easy, even for bigger event than a small one. But any event at the end, if you're organized, is fine. It's fine.
The timing is there. Like I always say this, Katrina, when it comes to events, sometimes the biggest mistake people can do an event is worry, there's 1,000 people, there's 500 people. Don't panic. It's if you're structured, it's no difference to doing 20 people. 20
I actually
people
agree. I think the moment you start panicking is when things start to, unravel. So it's best to keep calm and collected, and just, if, like you said, Carlo, that if you're organized and you have that structure in place, then everything will run smoothly and everything will go according to plan.
And we're happy because we have a new general manager, which is Ugor, he's absolutely brilliant. And then you have Carlo and his wonderful team, and then top it off with with Chantel, the Wonder Twin, Chantel and Raquel, and and then we have Amy that comes along to ensure that everything just works out well, and Luke, and what can I say? We're very, very lucky with teamwork and coordination. How does the kitchen staff coordinate with other hotel departments to ensure smooth operations during the large events? What techniques do you use now to make sure that it all works? Because you're doing multiple events and you're on top of everybody. How do you find what technique do you use, Carlo?
The technical is for sure is a continuous communication, like communicate like every second to know what's going on in each event, and separate the force that you have in the different event in the way to make everything smooth.
Yeah.
But the communication is the key.
Yeah.
All the department must communicate all the time, and that's the secret. That's all.
I think it's also just asking questions, like not to be afraid to ask questions and making sure that, you have all the answers that you need, especially with what department you're in, you know what I mean? But also, I also wanted to ask you in relation, because obviously in hotels, like today at Visy Dior, we have multiple events happening, and it'll be interesting to get your insight in regards to how do you balance multiple events happening at the same time?
And the multiple events in the same time, you must be organized for sure. Everything must be ready, and you need to know exactly what's going to happen in that minute.
Can I give you? Can I tell you what I do in my leadership? I like to know who I'm speaking to with all my staff. I like to get to know everyone individually. And I do speak to them, but at the same time I speak to people, I get an understanding who they are, and over many years of my experience, I can gauge the sort of person that I'm dealing with, and I can see if they can handle stress, they can't handle stress, if they can focus, and are they a personality type, if they're high C, high D, I, or an S, and from there you can actually work out what positions they're perfect in, and I find by gauging the right person in this particular size of function, I will put, for instance, Kathy instead of Ilana to handle that particular department. And another event altogether, I'd actually change them around. That's what I would do personally when it comes to events. But in the kitchen, Carla, you're the master of it. You know your team better than I do. And you can see that sometimes some people, it's interesting, Katrina, some people actually work better under pressure. Than when there's no pressure. So sometimes people say, you should have a pressure-free environment. I don't agree with that.
Some people, thrive off a busy environment. So
time
really
goes quickly.
Exactly. And then, I speak on, like, if it's quiet, I tend to forget things. Whereas when it's busy, I'm like constantly going because, your mind is constantly running. But, for someone else, that could be completely different. You know what I mean?
So Katrina, what she does when she's not busy, she figures to charge the client all the room service charges and all the rest of it. She goes,
that's
bye.
not me.
That's right, Jackie.
I think the most of the people in the kitchen that work in any kitchen, and I'm not just talking about Visy Dior kitchen, but in any kitchen, any person just want the right answer. They just want answer when they have to do, how to do the things, when they have to do the things. They want an answer. They want to see. They want to look at you when you do something. They want to learn, and it's great. Like people that want to learn is what you want. Is you want to pass the message. You want to give your experience to them, and that's beautiful.
With this last one, the food waste management, what strategies do you employ to minimise food wastage in such a large scale of settings for events?
How to minimize the wastage? Of course, the best way is to calculate properly what is the consume of the event, like what's going to be the demand. Little bit hard with the a la carte restaurant, but with the function, generally you know exactly when you build a plate, when you create the menu already how much food you're gonna use, and that's the only way to minimize the wastage. But there is things that you can't control, and
Well, some of the things I've actually implemented at the hotel, the heads of carrots. Sometimes they cut them off, and we use that to use a stock now, which before they weren't doing that. Prior to myself arriving, they were buying gravy mix and I'm making stock. No, we're making everything fresh now. Even a lot of the turnips, a lot of different vegetables. Some of the shavings from the potato skins and all that, I actually take them and I bring them to my chickens at barrel.
Oh, that's so nice.
And ironically enough, they're producing more eggs. They're stronger and better, just eating all the waste, which is really very interesting.
And you also, can I just mention that you also did the pre-packaging meals for the charities. So that's really, really, really great way.
Yeah, they're really happy this week.
Yeah.
The food's even extra nice. Thank you to Carlo, because Carlo's he's a humanitarian. He actually really cares. He's got an extremely big heart. He really cares about people and the homeless meals for St. Vincent de Paul. We're actually doing 120 meals per week for St. Vincent de Paul and for Jewish House. Now, Jewish House, just to be a bit of clarity out there, Jewish House is they help everybody out there. So Rabbi Mendel Cousteau, so if you're Muslim or if you're a Christian, whoever you are, people go there. The people that domestic violence is a massive issue in this country presently in the last few years. So people go there. It's a halfway house, but they go there. And Jewish House, doesn't matter if you're Muslim or Christian, whoever you are, or no,
whatever the background.
Bring them in, and it's a 4-day process, and they look after the children, the families. It's such a good, and I actually supply the food. We supply, Katrina, you're part of my family. We supply food for this for Visy Dior hotels, and that's it. That's okay. What I've noticed about Carlo, if you notice when he talks about food, he just lights up.
I know, he's very passionate.
Have you noticed there's no lights on? The lights are coming from Carlo's face. There's all light. He's beaming out. It's all light. Yeah. So, what she said, Monday electricity today. Anyway, so Katrina, is there anything else you'd like to mention, or?
Do you want to stay for another show, Carlo?
Absolutely.
Okay, done. Okay.
All right, well, that's a wrap for today. This podcast has been brought to you by Giovannino, JF Navarra and Co., Tony Murphy and the team at Merck Capital, S&J Couture Candles in Balmain, and of course, Visy Dior Hotel, located at 1 Columbia Court, Bella Vista.
Thank you, and happy Ash Wednesday.
Thank you.
Go to Mass. Bye.